Pipes are hot.
Beyond the stars lie a web of pearls, each gemstone a miniature world unto itself. Upon these worlds interconnected our stories are told, and the fate of creation hangs in the balance. Welcome to the Titans Guild.
Part 2. People don't know about the second part. So that was part 1.
Gotta write the prequel. Similarity.
It's a sexy man. It was his LinkedIn profile photo or something like that. Okay, Cupid. Yeah. I found it on AshleyMadison.com. I don't.
That sounds very official.
Neil's face like don't screw it up, man.
I'm sure you found it on AshleyMadison.com. That's your favorite website or something.
Right. That's hilarious. Good evening and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Titans Gift Campaign, episode 10. I'm your DM and host. We've got a full house here tonight with Luke, Levi, Matt, and Neil. How is everyone doing this fine
Hey, everybody.
November evening? How was everyone's Thanksgiving?
It's great.
Turkey Day, what'd you guys do? How was your Thanksgiving, Luke? Wait, where's your costume?
I ran out of costumes and no one sent me anymore, so...
Wait, he's not wearing a costume? I thought that was a costume.
Luke is here. Face off. Exactly.
Sick burn.
No, he's not shaven. That's maybe new.
We just pretend that Luke's invisible and...
Just don't even worry about it. Same
Wait,
with
the professor has not shared that spell with Zephyrus yet.
Nice. How was your Thanksgiving? What'd you do?
I ate until I hated my body and myself, and then I passed out for a while.
Awesome.
As is tradition.
Matt, as is tradition.
I went for beer and a cheap sandwich on Thanksgiving Day, but we had a gathering of my dad's side of the family mostly the day after.
Cool.
And I ate a bunch of pie and a bunch of turkey, and then some more pie.
Your cats are sweethearts, by the way. I looked after Matt's cats for a little bit while he was gone on Thanksgiving, and the female cat, Ayla, chased me around the house with a toy until I played with it. And then I tossed the toy away, and she came back like a dog, like carrying the toy in her mouth and dropped it at my feet. I'm like, I gotta sit with this now. Again. So I guarded the slightly larger piggy male cat from the food while Ayla ate. Yeah, she basically made a charisma check. And
won you over.
Yep. I told Matt, Ayla has a godfather now. If anything, heavens forbid, happens to Matt and his wife, I will look after Ayla. Not too sure about the boy cat, but I guess it will come with it. But
when he's really snuggly, he's such a nice guy.
Sounds like you had more fun than the cats.
Levi, what's going on, man?
I spent my Thanksgiving in sunny California.
Quit bragging, dude.
What'd you do?
Oh, everything from mountain biking to surfing to hunting to dirt biking to rock climbing. It was quite the filled 7 days. So,
and you're still alive. So that's
I'm
good.
still alive. Just got some blisties. Other than that, we ate rabbit. We ate turkey. We did it. We did it up.
Rabbit.
Yeah, that's what we were hunting.
Oh, okay. Some wastily
rabbits.
Neil, how's it going, man? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was incredible, man. We had dinner at a friend's house. It was just a whole bunch of friends there, and just ate too much, just like everybody else around the table. And then, of course, ended the Thanksgiving weekend last night with Neil deGrasse Tyson, or shall I say, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, live in Seattle, which was incredible to watch.
Oh, is he here? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a second show tonight as well. I actually booked it and went for the Monday show simply so that I'd be available on the Tuesday show.
Look at that. Look at that devotion.
See, I planned around my D&D.
Awesome. Speaking of D&D, I streamed all weekend. We did a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday streams. On Friday, we cheated at Pathfinder, and that was a lot of fun. We got a lot of new subs and people joining the channel. Friday, we did Dread and Circus. Saturday, we did Dread and Circus, and then I did some more Pathfinder on Sunday. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a nice 4-day weekend. I wish I was there again. Work kicked my ass today. All right, why don't we do a quick recap of what happened last game? I know it's been a couple of weeks now. We played episode 9 on the 13th of November, and we entitled the game Kick the Bucket. The Jerks Emeritus face the bereaved spirit of the Lady of the Manor and chase the boggart throughout. They make grisly discoveries in the kitchen and bathing area. While alone, Gaedran tries to ambush the professor, leading to a battle that spills over across planar boundaries into a strange hut. The battle leads the party to being split, and some, literally and figuratively, kick the bucket. Oh, and someone kicks the bucket.
It was Gaedran.
And it was Gaedran. So, where we ended up was that Gaedran was hopping using which you assume, the key of infinite doors. He had ambushed the professor inside the manor, opening up a door that just led to the outside. But when Gaedran opened up the door, it led to this oversized and strange hut full of wonders and perhaps dangers. Some sort of apothecary hedge wizard witch probably lives here, or maybe even some ogress due to the size of some of the furniture. And the fight with Gaedran was on as the portal was closing. A few of the brave adventurers in the party pushed their way through into the hut. Those people being Cyrax, Gigatt, Mandreas, the Mokrenom Gobbler, and Luudo. Unfortunately, the doorway between the planes shut, and when the remaining wizards and those with arcane knowledge opened the door, it simply led to the outside, to the drizzling wilderness outside of the Malavella Manor. So, I think where we start off tonight is a moment of confusion with the people in the manor, and then a great long period of confusion for the people of the hut. So, I just want to set the scene. Zephyros, Pharisee, the professor, and Pixel is with you, right?
Yes.
Pixel was looking after the child. Okay. Yeah. So the portal shut, the door shut, the blue light went away. You don't hear any more noise except for the pitter-patter of rain outside. And I think the professor opened the door.
Several times.
Yeah, he opened the door. You saw the stunted forest wilderness, the kind of creepy dark wilderness that surrounds the Malavella Manor in that valley. You can see the distant mountains, the road that leads to the broken gate. You could actually see the elemental that you guys used to break the gate. You can see the bridge where Bark Wilder is. You can't quite see underneath it. Like, if somebody standing out here on this balcony would have been able to watch the fight that you had with Bark Wilder. Nice. The professor closes the door and opens it again. And, yeah, no planar boundary has been opened. You can feel the tingle, perhaps, of magic that is rapidly fading. The bluish light is all but gone, and so are your companions. Well, what do the three of you do?
Oh dear.
Pharisee, Zephyros, and...
Someone's going to die. Oh. And then someone's going to come looking for us.
Yes. Hopefully it's Gaedran that does the dying. Oh.
I think one of us should stay where we are. Professor or Ferosa, you might want to go down and check on the child.
I think we should go check on the child and then go back to Bark Wilder's place.
Ooh, wait a moment.
We need some sleep. It has a door. Everybody's seen the door that we care about.
Perhaps we have a way of knowing whether Gaedran dies on the other side or not. I will reach into my bag or whatever and pull out Zelara's Hero deck and see if it's doing anything.
Okay. There is a slight but palpable anger that still emanates from the deck in your hands.
Zellara! Have we avenged your child? Or at least put that fiend Gaedran in the ground?
Okay, there's a brief pang of anger and then like a crashing waves of anger and then a deep sadness and worry underneath. It does not feel different from before.
Bit inconclusive. Perhaps we should keep an eye on it throughout the night, though.
Yes. I would like to be able to set up a nice ambush. And I would like to be able to use that wand that you've got.
Oh, this one? Quick draw out the Everbark wand.
You notice the people around you jump a little bit when you're kind of like...
So
you bring it out really quickly. It's like, it's kind of like someone like pointing a gun around.
So Zephyros asked the professor, Professor, do you still have his urine samples with you?
Oh, yes, of course.
Because perhaps we might be lucky and we can track him on that. I'm not entirely sure. But I could prepare a locate object, perhaps for the morning. I might also be able to seek my items that were stolen from me, and we could perhaps track them and see. Maybe we can find them that way.
I'll start doing this and like looking on my person for him and go, about that, I think those samples are inside the Mokrenom gobbler at the moment.
We'll have to go on my knowledge of my stolen items. Perhaps the medical bag that was stolen, or, my master's sword hilt. Maybe I can track them using a locate object, and we can use that knowledge to determine where our friends are if they do not seek us out. But I suspect that they will seek us out in the morning.
Capital idea.
We could stay a few more minutes here, but then we have to get out of here. I want to leave this place while I can still chew.
I think we should leave. I don't think there's any chance that they're coming back now. And if they come back now, they'll have to head back the same way we head back.
Yes, I do suppose Luudo and Manny will come looking for us over at Bark Wilder's cabin if they do make it back.
Yes.
One last thing, though.
Meta. Yeah, that's a good guess.
Maybe I shouldn't have had this scene first.
Whoops, my bad.
Wouldn't mind taking one last look at that great hall below before we head over, though, if at all possible.
Yes, why not? We can certainly look around.
Not too much exploring. I just want to get a bit of a feel for this house before we call it an evening.
Yes, and I also remember there was something beyond one of those doors that I passed earlier. As I walked past the door, there was this big noise of something inside it.
Yes, I think that, Mr. Malavella's spirit is, or what's left of him, is trapped in that chained-up room over there. Quite dangerous, I would say. Perhaps something to explore tomorrow?
Yes, I don't think we're going to be doing a whole lot without our friends, but rest we need.
Friends or spells, maybe, is the one.
Are you guys poking around the manor more, or are you guys trying to beat a hasty retreat?
I think we're gonna retreat hastily. I just want to walk through that great hall on the way out and get a feel for it.
This is the main doors that have been spiked closed and chained closed and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I want to do a psychometry check there.
On the door? I think psychometry is on. Is it on a place or is it a person?
It could be a place or an object. I don't think I've done it today. I know it's been a long day, but I don't think I've done it.
Okay. Let me have a look at it, and then I think it's an appraise skill.
Yes.
All right, so you guys are walking back downstairs. The professor pauses for a moment before the locked and chained closed doors with a large padlock that you heard moving ever so slightly. That's something behind it. What is the DC for psychometry?
I didn't do very well on it. DC 15 appraise check to decipher the visions I gain.
This is object reading, right? Or
it can be an item or location, during which you receive flashes of insight regarding the subject's nature and ownership. After a minute, you attempt a DC 15 appraise check to decipher the visions. You gain one piece of information about the historical significance or the last previous owner, such as a glimpse of the last owner's appearance or its emotional state when it was last used the item, determined by your GM. You learn one more piece of information for every 10 by which the check exceeds the DC, as long as you concentrate for 1 additional minute for each piece of information. If you fail the check by less than 5, or the item has no significant psychic imprint, you don't learn any information. If you fail this check by 5 or more, the
okay, I got it. Thanks. So you pause for a moment, and you're about to touch the door when it sort of hits you. You almost double over in that for a very long time. Too long for it to be human. The thing inside there has hungered.
He who waits to eat.
There is a supernatural hunger that has come from this place, and then only recently has that hunger begun to be satiated. It was the satiation of that hunger that reawakened the angry spirit of the woman.
Ooh. Peculiar. He who waits to eat.
You caught a glimpse of this, like, family-breaking moment of a woman pounding on a door, screaming, "What are you doing in there?" Like a trespass against civility, the gods themselves, even. Something one should not do happened here.
Well, terrifying. I think I'm ready to be going, huh?
Then let's move on ahead.
The professor
Did you
looks
learn anything?
The professor looks pretty faint as he like, kind of stumbles back from the door a little bit after he did his reading.
You okay, Professor?
Something unnatural, an abomination. Whatever he was doing, it is what cursed his wife, I think. Only recently has she awoken again. Recently his hunger has begun to be satisfied. I think we have an idea as to how that was happening.
Yes. Let's take his next meal back to Bark Wilder's place with us.
Ah, yes.
This frightened, dirty-looking street child. She's kind of hunched in the corner near the door, pixels dancing above her, trying to keep her happy, and the group of you then exits the way that you came in.
Now that you mention it, I am feeling
through the back door, and I guess you're in the crabapple garden at the back of the manor, which is walled in, and you can hear that the tooth fairies are out there still. You can hear them kind of around the corner, still flitting to and fro. There may be one final encounter before you guys leave this place.
Meanwhile, the fight with Gaedran
has happened. Luudo has finished
stabbing his former tormentor, the one that took advantage of him when he was but a child. The Mokrenom gobbler was eating his foot while the rest of you were beating on him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. His weird sticky ability.
Manny just puts a hand on Luudo's shoulder. It's done.
It was about time, wasn't it?
How do we get back?
Well, we had seen his fancy key. Oh, I know about it because my card. Well, I think the first thing we need to do is locate that. What was it? Key of infinite doors. I'm gonna check his body, rummage around.
Okay. Let me open up a sheet where I've got a bunch of things on it. He has dropped a sword. This magnificent looking dueling rapier. It's got a very sharp blade that's cut into some of you.
I give it a double.
It's a little bit too big for your hands. You'd have to use it two-handed, and then it's not fit for you. However, you guys do have a magic item. I think that could allow you to shrink and.
That's that ring on the.
Yeah, it's not a katana though. It's a little bit more slender and longer than a katana. Rapiers are also piercing weapons, where I think katanas are slashing. You do notice that it does have in the basket hilt of the dueling blade. That same symbol of Malavella, that big stylized M, is worked into the basket hilt. This thing may have been found by Gaedran in the manor that you were just in.
See.
The belt that Gaedran's wearing also is kind of like got a buckle on it that has the M on it. So you're seeing that he maybe robbed the noble of his things.
Yeah. You're searching him. Give me a perception check
as you're searching Gaedran's body. Oops. Okay. You find that Gaedran has a buckler. He's wearing
studded leather.
The studs look like they might have enchantment. Each of the studs have like a little symbol on them that you can't quite read. It's a nice suit of studded leather. He's wearing a shiny cloak, some fancy like foot pad kind of like boots. He does have a minor ring that's just sort of like a plain bronze ring with a weird magical etchings along it. You're assuming magic,
right?
He does have at his side a set of thieves' tools that are like really good thieves' tools. And on his other side, he has a just a simple but well-made looking bag at his belt.
Okay.
It's a little bit bigger than like a belt pouch. Like it's a noticeable bag.
Okay. Well, I guess the next step would.
Meanwhile, Gigatt is kind of searching the perimeter of the hut while you're looking. Manny's kind of looked around. He's not touching anything. He sits down for a moment, takes a knee, as he's pretty hurt. The Mokrenom gobbler, is he for eating or for keeping? Says the slimy bag that turns into a bag as opposed to the bucket that he was in before.
Keeping for now.
You want You want me to keep all of him?
Nothing for now. Just keep gnawing at his foot. That's good.
Okay, nothing for now. This Mokrenom gobbler seems a bit, well, a little bit damaged, but a little bit, not quite upset. But
Just still got a job to do.
Yep.
You don't see any keys on him.
Okay. That pouch, does it have any symbols on it or anything?
It's got a very fancy drawstring,
Okay.
like a well-made, very thick, kind of like shoelace drawstring.
I guess I'll check that bag.
Okay, you stick your hand into the bag.
No.
Okay, so you check the bag. You take it off of his belt.
Right.
All right, so you got a bag.
I'm gonna open it and look inside.
Okay, it's dark in there.
Manny.
Yeah, boss man.
You think it'd be smart to just shove my arm down this bag? Couldn't hurt, I guess. Can I?
He glances at Mokrenom Gobbler and glances at his bag. He shrugs. Is it a bag?
Seems to be, but this guy's full of tricks. Let's see. Can I detect a trap on that?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check versus traps. Remember,
None of these characters are spellcasters. So
25.
there's something suspicious about the bag. You can't hear anything rolling around in it, but it has a particularly heavy weight to it.
Mm. I'm gonna call Tech over.
It weighs 15 pounds.
Oh, cheese and crepes.
Like it's way too heavy for just
size
an
of
empty
it.
sack.
Right.
Yeah. The other peculiarity is you can't seem to see its bottom. Like it's too dark. No matter how you kind of just position it near the
Right.
local light, it's very dark.
Tech.
this place is lit by a few
Like flitting motes of light that you've pretty much determined at this point in time are not attacking you and they're not creatures.
Okay.
Kind of like witch lights or what do you call them? Dancing lights. Like there are a few of those, and then some of the items on the tables are giving off glow, and then of course there's the fireplace, which is a roar, and there's a bubbling cauldron.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Tech, you say Tech? He does come over.
Alright.
He just stands there and looks at you.
I'm gonna say, come with me. Come with me, Tech.
Okay, he
doesn't step on the body.
he moves around it.
Smart guy. I'm gonna use the light of that
Okay.
fireplace, see if it'll shed anything.
No. It seems like there's an impenetrable darkness in the like the bottom half of the bag.
I am going to.
Give me another perception check.
Just a general.
Yep.
24.
There are lines in the floor that suggest the cauldron's been dragged off to the side many times.
Is it hot?
And you, oh yeah, it's a roaring
Boiling,
fire.
right?
It's a well-kept fire. There's a lot of embers. There's a little bit of.
I mean, does it have handles on it that would?
It does have large handles, but you'd have to be pretty damn big to move this thing. It might take two medium-sized people to move it, or someone really big. You also notice along the ground kind of near the edge of the fireplace, some of this fine gray ash, and it's the same fine gray ash that was around the blanket that was on the bed. Remember I described an Afghan at the foot of the bed that was all kind of ashy? You're like, that's the same ash that's on the Afghan that's on the bed. There's a wicked looking fire poker. The metal of it's wrong. like it's the wrong hue for iron. I'm gonna call
Manny, can you give us a hand over here, please?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
All right.
Dizzy?
He comes over and he just sits down on the bench.
Okay. Tech, Manny, can you guys grab the handles on this? On this cauldron, please?
It's pretty warm. I think we could do it.
He grabs some rags and that sort of thing, wraps his hands up.
Okay, move back.
We're gonna move it over this way, Bug.
Says something to him, but it seems to understand what it's doing. The
Right.
two of them are able to heave the cauldron off to the side, kind of. They lift it from its spot and then kind of hobble it over. Let's see if they spill any of the stuff. If I roll 1,
Didn't think of that.
so Manny is the first roll. Nope. They manage to not touch any of the bubbling green stuff inside. They move it off to the side, and now you've just got the fireplace with. It's almost like a hearth.
Right.
There's a fire poker.
I'm gonna walk up and inspect that ash and.
Okay, well you just kind of.
Yeah, it's
It's very fine.
Manny, did you?
Does this ash look familiar when we were in that room? With that blanket at the foot of the bed? I think it's
I don't know. If you say so.
This children ash?
His face doesn't like the thought of that.
Sorry.
Looks like it's wood.
The fire doth crackle. It is warm.
Am I able to use that poker? Or is it
Yep.
of a massive?
It's made for a medium-sized creature, or maybe bigger. But yeah, you pick it up. It's got some heft to it.
So I'll pick it up. What's burning in this fire?
Nice. Is it just?
Perfect round logs.
Perfect box.
Yeah, it's like an idyllic
Okay.
amount of logs. It's like a Yule time fire.
Classic. Perfect. I'm gonna kind of poke at those a bit, see if I can see anything in there that might be metal or pieces of things. Or...
Okay, so you poke around at the logs a little bit.
Where's my bowl of dice?
We need more dice!
Called the pounded dice people.
This is
This is me rolling,
behind the DM screen.
and then Luke kind of spying at the roll because it's fun.
My computer's in the way.
Just have a look here. Don't say it out loud, but
Look at that, huh? All right, so you're poking at the fireplace. Give me another perception check, given that you're now sticking your head in. It's warm. Ashes do scatter when you move it. The logs do move.
23.
You're now sweating. You can see the marks where the big cauldron was left. Where are the extra logs? Says Manny.
The extra logs. Like to keep it going?
Manny looks around.
Normally, people when
Stockpile.
stockpile some sort of kindling or
Right.
Maybe there's a wood lot outside.
I don't know.
there just isn't.
Right. It's forever burning. Interesting.
What is Tech Cyrax Gat's perception?
Oh,
I'll let Luke.
throwing a curveball. He's all that crazy perception. Plus 10 actually. He's pretty perceptive.
Okay, give me a roll for him, and then give me a roll for Manny, because you're now like You're saying, hey guys, there's something interesting about this fireplace.
What the hell? 18?
No. I'm looking for a particular number. Hey Daniel, how's it going?
Manny gets a 23. Rolled a 19. That's pretty good.
No, you just... I don't know what this stuff is, he says as he's looking at the green goop.
Right. Is there any forks or utensils?
Yeah, there are plenty of forks, utensils, place settings on the table, and in cubby holes around it. There's a big spoon for stirring and for grabbing the green stuff inside.
Actually, I'm gonna take the fire poker, touch that green liquid, see if it, other than hisses.
Yeah, it's warm,
It's hot.
so
But nothing out of the ordinary.
nope.
Okay. Somebody knows how to make fire forever. Well then.
Did you find the key?
No, I'm thinking it's in this bag, but I'm contemplating shoving my hand down in the dark places it's bitten me before.
Cyrax cocks his head off to the side, makes a clicking noise. He's looking at you.
Is this big enough, this opening of this bag, to fit the end of, like, let's say, maybe not Tex. Yeah, I want to Tex spear ends down.
You could fit the fire poker into it if you wanted.
Let's do that.
Although the fire poker is warm.
Right.
Well, not too warm. You just poked at the fire, so it's got the goo on the end of it. You can flick the goo off of it, and you could. Okay, so you're sticking the fire poker in, and it keeps on going in. It should be hitting the bottom of the bag, and you've got the fire poker all the way up to the last few inches of the handle on it, and it's inside the bag.
Gentlemen,
his feelers go back, and he cocks his head off to the side. He clicks a couple of times. He actually goes over the bag, and he's trying to like grab the thing underneath the bag.
well, looks like we have a nifty tool here. This all works out well.
It's like Mokrenom.
Yeah, it is like Mokrenom, except it's not gnawing at it yet.
Do you pull the fire poker out?
Yeah,
You let it go?
Well, yeah, let's let it go.
Okay.
Nothing.
Gravity seems to just make the rest of the fire poker go into the bag, and it disappears into the bag.
Okay, now we have a nifty fire poker. I guess I'm gonna reach in and just see what I can pull out.
Okay, so you're just grasping around. What are you hoping to find?
The fire poker.
Okay, you grasp around for like 3 seconds, and you feel the end of the fire poker kind of almost like it got thrust into your hand. Like it was just there.
Okay. Now I'm gonna set the fire poker down.
Okay, so you pull the fire poker out of the bag, you put it down with a clang.
And now I'm going to be thinking of the key of infinite doors while I'm reaching.
Okay, 3 seconds turns into 6.
6 turns into 30, nothing is coming into your hand.
Okay. Well, looks like we have a fun little tool here. You're our buddy from Mokrenom.
I guess.
Let's start searching this place.
Okay.
Like just head to toe?
Yeah.
Alright, there is a
Mystic-looking alchemy lab full of beakers and
Bunsen burners and strange alembics and other things that you have one rank in craft alchemy. Give me a craft alchemy check.
I think it's 7. Oh, it's 8. Beautiful. $16.
16?
Yeah.
You know that this is high quality stuff, and somebody really knew how to, like a master alchemist used this area as their own.
you suspect that
these things are made for precision in the way that your own alchemy lab or the alchemy labs that you've seen are not. Like there are lots of like very precise tools for measurement, and a lot of the beakers have like little markers on them for scales. You're pretty sure that you could do some pretty good alchemy work here, and it might even, due to the precision of the place, might even save you money in the long run.
Okay.
Amongst the myriad of components and dried critters and chemicals of all different types, there is at least 2,000 gold pieces worth of magic ink, and we'll say about 2,000 gold pieces worth of alchemy components.
I know someone who would like these. Okay. Same as me.
sitting on one of the tables
is a bag that you saw Gaedran reaching his hands into and throwing teeth onto the ground. We're going to call this the bag of dragon teeth.
Okay.
It was just...
Oh, sweet. Okay.
There's the weird ashy shawl that is on, or the kind of blankety shawl that is at the end of the bed. There's the giant dire bear polar bear rug, giant polar bear rug.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of gives you the creeps.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check for that one.
General or trap?
Just general.
19.
Near the claws, which are still intact on the bear, you notice that there are groove marks in the floor near the claws. Now, you don't know whether this is just when you throw it down,
Right.
the claws dug in, but there's significant grooves near the front and and the back claws of the polar bear rug. And you do rug.
Random claw. Oh, marking?
Marking.
Oh, okay.
Like the claws made these marks.
Right. That's never good.
Are you doing anything with the polar bear rug?
in the center.
Can I come back to it?
Yes.
Okay. Let's hold off on these.
You also see in the middle there's a giant broken desk and a bunch of other things, like just piled up.
Okay.
You're pretty sure that this was the professor's desk.
research.
Yeah, it's all kind of, and there's like a bunch of junk there. You already fished your sword out of that
Right.
pile and the book,
Okay.
the Codex of the Shadow Warrior
Yeah.
that allows you to what you learned how to be a ninja from.
Right. Was I aware of everybody else's treasures missing?
You knew that there were missing things. I don't remember you guys. You know exactly what was there.
Right.
What else? Over in this area with this oversized stuffed chair, there are books in the library.
Okay.
Not a lot of them. It's not like a massive library, but the books that you see must be special. Some of them are sitting on their own shelf, like all alone. Some of them are big or elaborate looking. They have elaborate looking covers. I don't know if you're playing any of the books or opening them up.
Yeah, am I able to read any of the titles on them? Anything that would...
One of them that you read is called The Familiar Grimoire. And on that shelf there is a pack of pieces of chalk and a bunch of like little figurines of what look like little animals and familiars and...
Okay. It's a pretty big book.
Yeah, this one stands out.
Okay.
Its cover is carved in a way that it looks like the figures could also... Looks like the same material that the figures were carved from is what the cover of the book's made from, and the animal and little creature motif continues.
Let's go over there and open it. See what...
Okay.
There are weird diagrams and incantations that you don't quite understand looking at your skill points.
Okay.
Well, this is gibberish.
A little bit of mist comes out from the book when you opened it.
Oh. Well, Manny, you hold on to this one for us, please.
Manny's kind of kicking over the desk. He finds things like a ripe dragon fruit in a wrapping.
Whose could that be?
A big bag that he sticks his hand in. They're like bottles and like a strange pipe inside of it. A big staff with a gem at the end of it. An ancient looking puzzle box just sort of lying there on the floor. Research notes all over the place. Some of them have been used as toilet paper. Some of them have been just ripped up, look like somebody had spent a lot of time maybe relieving stress by ripping paper. Others have been made into really shitty origami. One component that you're curious about and you kind of turns your nose up. I'm assuming you don't like the thought of sentient creatures being used for spell components.
Probably not.
There was a mortar and pestle that looked like it was in the middle of doing something, but that something looked like pixie wings were slowly being ground into dust, and there are these vials of dust kind of in a little holder around the mortar and pestle. It basically more of pixel.
Right, yeah. Better hide these.
There's an ivory and lizard hide scroll case lying in the junk. There's a weird suit of armor that looks like it belongs under the sea. It's like scale mail, and it's got like a very fish-like motif.
Cool.
There's a Masterwork Healer's kit. A couple of polished dark wood chalices. This is all in the big pile in the middle.
Right.
A crystal egg with a silver stand, a gold serving plate, a beautiful bejeweled brooch depicting an imp chasing a fairy dragon that's chasing the imp, a silver threaded pearl necklace, a pouch of colorful gemstones that are half spilt on the ground, and like a basket full of leather wallets and purses.
Okay.
Still stuffed with money.
Right.
With dollars and cents.
Sweet.
Make it rain.
I kind of nudge Manny. Looks like we hit the mother lode here, huh?
I don't see the key in this junk.
I don't see it either.
Where could it be?
I'm going to...
Oh, is this stuff for eating or for keeping?
Keeping.
Oh, you want me to keep it for you?
No, get away. Manny kind of gets at it.
Oh.
Everything but the money. I'm going to walk forward and inspect the inside of this bear's mouth, see if there's anything.
Okay. Inside the bear's mouth smells like rotten meat. And like animal breath.
That's not good. I'm gonna slowly back away. Okay, I think we have a live bear on our hands, guys.
What?
That thing smells like it's been eating something.
The blades come out. The bug is ready to attack.
Are we hunting?
It smells like it's been eating and just being alive. Oh, God.
It looks dead.
It looks dead, but how many tricks does Gaedran have under his sleeve? Oh. Okay.
Manny goes back over, picks up Gaedran's sword, tosses it into the pile of junk.
There you go. You need a stockpile. Can I check? What's the bed like? Can I check under that bed, under the mattress or something?
The bed looks like it is made out of petrified wood. It looks really old, really big, but also very comfy.
Okay.
It's big enough that like two giants could sleep in it.
Mm-hmm. And is there?
It has almost like totem pole, posts.
Is it off the ground?
Yeah. You could almost on all fours crawl underneath the bed.
Okay, I'm gonna drop down, take a peek underneath, see what's going on under there.
Okay. Somebody has drawn something like a big circle with a bunch of weird runes in the middle of the circle on the bottom of the bed.
What in the hell?
And there's some cobwebs.
Right.
You do notice that there are two pairs of a pair of eyes looking at you, and you can actually hear. under the bed.
Hey, little guy.
The eyes are a different color
Okay, each.
and are cat-like.
As there is a cat under the bed.
Nice.
It's not that big. You notice that the cat has a like a little collar around it,
Okay.
and there's a little thing around its neck, like the collar has a little token on it.
Mm-hmm.
For a moment, you couldn't read the token, but the letters shifted into halfling,
Okay.
and you read it, and you know the creature's name. The cat's name is Vladimir.
Vlad? Come here, Vladimir. Try and call him over.
It makes one of those awful cat noises. Give me a handle animal or a
What would be
or a diplomacy check.
diplomacy? Okay. 9.
Okay, anybody in
It arches its back and hisses at you.
Tech, I'm assuming you're not good with animals.
No, Tech is already over there with his weapons out as he's like.
Whoa, Tech, no. Hunt. Nope. Stand down, sir. Guy. Very good. Just maybe do a perimeter search for us.
No hunting for meat.
Right now, we need him.
Okay, he just kind of goes away.
Thank you. Manny. Need your gentle voice over here.
What we got under there?
You like cats?
No.
Damn it. Do you have any tuna on you? Sort of meat? Ooh, I have my fish treats.
You have what?
I have my fish treats.
Oh, the slurry pipe.
Hell yeah!
Okay, so you take up the things that were wrapped up, the things that you overpaid for, and you're gonna be like, hey, come on, guy. I will allow you to re-roll your roll at a plus 4 because cats like fish treats.
Yes, they do. So I can do that as if my diplomacy's plus 4, I can do plus 8, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure. 28.
Nice. So yeah, the cat comes.
It worked.
Warily over towards you, and then
Hi, buddy.
just starts eating the cat treat out of your hand.
Okay.
Like making the like it's big. It's big for a cat. It looks male.
Can I try and put my hand out, see what he does?
Yeah, while it's eating, it doesn't seem to mind you petting the top of its head.
Petting it. Now, is there a buckle or anything on his collar?
Yes.
Can I swift sleight of hand that off?
You can sleight of hand the collar off the cat if you want.
What is my sleight?
While it's eating. The DC is 20.
15.
Okay, it
Backs away.
well, it kind of like jiggles away or doesn't like being interrupted.
Manny, can you see his collar?
Yeah.
What
Manny's
language is that in?
Giant.
Giant.
It says Vladimir.
I saw it in.
No, I see giant.
I'm gonna try one more time to get that off him.
Okay, he's still eating the treat. You had 2 of them.
Right. This will be my last. 26.
Okay, you manage to, while he's eating your second treat, he seems to be kind of eating the fish out of the he doesn't eat the bread part.
Right.
Like he kind of gets into it and he's eating the innards. And it takes both of them, but eventually you got the collar off and you got it in your hand. It is. Somebody loved this cat. There's a gold trimmed collar, like a little gold studded collar with a gold placard that changes the cat's name into, well, Manny saw a giant and you saw a halfling.
Wondering what text these. Okay.
Text.
Doing a perimeter search as he was instructed.
Yeah. Tech, real quick. Can I speak with you?
Yes.
What language is this in? I hold up the collar with emblem.
Language.
Green.
Peculiar. This might come in handy. I guess I'll just pocket it.
Where did you find it?
On your friend over there. The cat.
Must be designation of tribe or important individual.
Why do you say that?
It is written down in green.
Okay. I wish we had a magical person.
Oh, is it for eating or keeping?
This is Mokrenom as it comes forward. He's
You're holding it out. It's kind of jumping up at it. They're like bobbing in anticipation.
I think I'll hang on to this one for a bit, Mokrenom. Thank you, though.
Oh, you keep it.
Yeah, for now.
Put it in your mouth.
No, I prefer my pockets.
Oh. Mokrenom can have pockets. But for eating, he must put things into his mouth.
Okay, well, I guess there's not much more I can do with this, so.
Oh,
Do not eat. This is for keeping.
for keeping?
Yeah. I give him a little pat on his head.
Oh,
Or head.
Okay. He kind of like anticipates that there was something in your hand, so he ends up kind of like wetly enveloping your hand.
Oh,
and you have to pull it out, and there's all this slobber on your hand.
No, not me this. I'll drop it into his
ah, you taste good.
Very well.
Ah.
The bug's just looking at you now, and then Mokrenom. Yeah, you've got some strange fellows that are in this.
Look at Tech, just kind of shrug and be like, okay.
Manny's bored with the cat at this point.
Right.
He just is looking at things on tables.
What are we gonna do here?
What was this black box on the... Did we explore this? Was that something that we went over when we were searching this room? That black box to the left of that bench?
It is a creepy Geiger-esque seat at the head of the table.
Ah, okay.
Weird skulls. It looks like it was dredged from some hell. It doesn't look comfortable. It looks like it could maybe fit a large person, but a medium-sized person could definitely sit in it as well. It looks completely out of place compared to the rough wooden, simple table and benches.
I see.
I like the sounds of that.
And what this oval circle? What was that again?
It is a giant. This is a giant water basin. So I'm going to say I'm going to call this a grim throne.
Yeah.
And this is a bath. There is water in the bath, and there seems to be a bit of heat coming from the bath water. There are 3 obvious big gemstones. They're kind of like, they might be glass because they're so big. They're smooth egg-like cuts. And you notice one of them that is slightly reddish is glowing slightly, and then there's one that's a little bit like a purple, and then there's one that is a blue, and those don't seem to be glowing.
Can I curiously walk up and
Give one a little tap.
Okay, which one are you tapping?
first, well,
Would I even be able? I guess purple.
Okay, you tap the purple one, and you notice that the purple gem begins to glow, and the red one stops glowing. And there's a purple flash across the water, and steam stops rising from the water.
Okay. Oh, the other one was green.
Or blue. Blue.
I'll tap blue.
Okay. Similarly, the blue gem glows. The other 2 are not now, and there's a blue flash across the water.
Feel the water.
It's cold, like very cold.
It's a fancy bathtub.
Would you look at that?
For a guy who stank so bad, I mean, it's a pretty nice setup.
It's like ice water. It's
Yeah,
like really
right.
cold.